started making cheese in 1974, so it's almost 50 years ago now. And this gentleman here started our company, and he's still alive and kicking, by the way. So a lot has changed, of course, since then, but our cheese is still made with the same passion and same dedication as back in the days. We have a lot of varieties, as you're going to see later on. What we have in common is that are all Gouda cheese, or Gouda as we call it in Dutch. So everything that you see here in our store, it's Gouda cheese. Also with different flavors, but we'll get to that later on. But for example, if you make cheese, you need, of course, milk. That's the most important thing. And you can have milk from different animals, like for example from goats, sheep, and cows as well. And technically we have more cows than compared to other animals. So you're going to see more cow cheeses as compared to the others. But as I said, they have in common that they are all Gouda cheese, and they are all ready for travel, which means everything that you see here, it's made for traveling, which means also you can keep them 1 month without refrigerator. So you don't have to worry about whether to put it in the fridge or not. So as I said, you can take as many as you want. There are no restriction. We have only one cheese in particular, which is this one. This is made of raw milk, as in unpasteurized. So US, Canada, Australia will let you with this cheese only. All the others, even to those countries, as I said, you can take as many as you want. There's no restriction. For making only 1 kilo cheese, we need about 10 liters of milk. First step, we heat up the milk. It's called the pasteurization. Then after that, we're going to add an enzyme which is called rennet. Might look like this a little bit. The rennet that we use nowadays, it's also vegetarian, which means non-animal rennet. Technically, 98% of our cheeses are suitable for vegetarians as well. Without rennet, it's impossible to make cheese, so that's why it's so important. After we put the rennet, we're going to cut it with those rotating knives. And by doing that, we separate the whey and the curds. The curds is the base for making cheese. So the curds, we're going to press it for a couple of hours. And then we're going to put it in a brine bath, which is salt and water. After that, we're going to add a layer of wax. It's also for protection. And the fact that I mentioned before, so that you can travel with the cheese, it's also because of the waxing process as well. And if you leave the cheese in here, after a while it's going to age. It doesn't mean that you leave it there, it's going to age by itself. I wish it was that easy, so it requires a lot of skills. So for example, you have to turn it around daily. You need the right room temperatures as well. And also, of course, the right wooden shelves. But eventually it's worth it because you get a nice, mature and strong cheese. We have at the moment cheeses which are up to 2.5 years old of age, so they're quite strong. All types of varieties that we have, for example, cheeses with truffle, herbs and garlic, cumin, and green pesto. And also the baby Gouda, we call it baby Gouda because it's young cheese. Now, how do we cut the cheese? First, obviously, you remove the wax. And after that, you've seen probably one before, if not, it's the first time. There's a first time for everything, they say. So, you get the nice thin slices with a slicer. And you can use it for all types of cheeses. It's quite easy to use. Together with the grater, which I don't have it in here at the moment. But the grater, it's like obviously grating over pasta, salad, and pizza, and so on. We have many varieties, so as I said, I won't be able to mention every flavor, but later on you're going to ask one of my colleagues and you can pick up your favorite as well. I would say for now, enjoy your short stay in here. Try as much as you can, even with this kind of busyness as well. And I would like to say to each one of you, thank you for listening such carefully. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Welcome in the Wooden Shoe Workshop. I'm going to show you how wooden shoes are made nowadays. First of all, the type of wood that we use is poplar or willow. And this is a piece of poplar, and we use it when it's fresh and wet, and it's easy to cut. Cuts like cheese, only the taste is totally different. In the old days, before there were machines, wooden shoes were made by hand. We did that for almost 800 years. We used a big knife to do the outside shape. We used several sizes of spoon scoops to do the inside. By hand was a difficult job. It took almost 3 hours to make one pair. Well, I don't have that much time and I'm kind of lazy, so I'm going to use 2 machines instead and do it in 5 minutes. The first machine, this one creates the outside shape. This is the basic model. It makes an identical copy. The method can be compared with how you would duplicate a key. This is a single copy lathe. It will take 1 minute of your time. Here's the rough outside shape. For the inside I use a different machine. This is a spoon drill. And the drill is being directed by this model. Also making a copy. A rough inside shape. The heel and toe are done the traditional way, by hand, the old-fashioned way. like this. 1.5 of the weight is water. I'll try to show you. It's not spit, it's water from the tree. So we let it dry slowly 3 to 4 weeks and then polish it on the sandpaper. And the result is a very light and tough wooden shoe for a child of 4 years old. Looks kind of big. The shoes are bigger than normal shoes. They are officially approved safety shoe. Very strong, all 750 kilograms. You can drop a rock on your foot and your foot is safe. They're warm in the winter and once they're dry they become waterproof. Advisable to wear them with thick woolen socks for cushioning and comfort, and necessary is 1 finger space. If they're too tight they just hurt, you get blisters. But with 1 finger space they're quite good for your posture, and that is because they give support and are orthopedically shaped on the inside. So those are a few reasons why the Dutch after 1,000 years are still wearing wooden shoes until today. That's my story. Thank you very much for listening and have a nice evening.